news source, KCRG TV 9, with Taylor Holt.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. Let's get right to meteorologist Corey Thompson and a check of your first alert forecast. Corey, a beautiful day to get outside today, but I hear the S word is in our future.
Yes.
Every day since last Tuesday, this family has come out, set up their own grill, and with their own food and donations have kept many families fed. Those staff decided to have a party with COVID germ piñatas to help residents vent frustrations from isolation. How cute. And they got really creative with that design for the germ, you know.
I wonder who you commissioned to make a giant coronavirus for you for a piñata. Seems like a very specific request.
It is, but it looked like a lot of fun for them.
Have you ever made anything like that? I made a piñata in grade school. I was bad at it because I was grossed out by it.
I've never made a piñata, but I've always been the worst, like at childhood parties when you sing. I never hit it. Part of the Miles of Smiles program, and we're told the family has no idea that this is happening. Before, pretty exciting. How are you feeling?
Shocked. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Were you expecting this?
Thank you. Not at all.
How big of a help is this going to be for you guys?
Very big.
New this morning, today marks 1 year since the death of Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky. The defense had a lot of questions for the state's witnesses yesterday. This morning, Cedar Rapids police are looking for those responsible for armed robberies at 2 businesses. The waves were so powerful, they literally flipped over this concrete bench, and the destruction down here is just massive. An Iowa City landmark says it'll need major community support to get through its losses from the pandemic. The best gift you can give your pet this holiday season is just more time with you. Well, I'm 100% one of those people who buys their dog gifts for Christmas, but what about you, Corey? Will you be getting your dog anything?
No, I don't typically get something for my...
The number of newly reported people who tested positive for COVID-19 is continuing on a weekly average downward trend. 110th anniversary of making cheddar. And Natalie, we've established that we both love cheese.
Yes.
So what is your favorite cheese or cheese dish? We're talking about vaping and this epidemic that we're seeing nationwide and right here in the Cedar Rapids area as well. Possibly the best day of the year. That's because it's National Donut Day. I know you're ready.
You know, I was a little jealous you had some earlier over here and I didn't have any. I complained about it and now they brought some.
And now
for me
you
too.
got it. So are you a glazed or chocolate fan?
I am definitely a glazed fan.
Okay.
Yes. What about you?
I'm going for the chocolate. Thank you so much for joining us today for our panel discussing race and racism.
Taylor, I feel we can relate to a lot of the things that the panel said.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've all had our own experiences, sadly, whether we were on the receiving end of racism or witnessed it. And like a lot of our panelists said, we have to continue having these conversations.
This is my dad.
To Kay Maurer, he's dad, but she's recently come to know he's earned another title as one of the heroes in this snapshot of history.
To have the Marine Corps send this official letter, you know, they had talked to me on the phone a few times and said, yes, we agree, but to get the letters, I'm going to frame it.
She says it all began with a call 2 years ago from private historian Brett Westermeyer from Johnston.
He was the one who first figured it out.
From there, answers no one expected flooding in.
This one here is just in front of his home.
The findings Westermeyer raised and several other historians confirmed by the Marine Corps and FBI investigators were key to identifying Corporal Harold Keller.
The researchers found these 2 pictures.
Okay.
And then that gave them, you know, all the identifying things about the way he was dressed.
Through extensive research, including facial recognition, they determined Keller had been mistaken as Private First Class Rene Gagnon for more than 70 years.
Now it's just, you look at it and go, wow, that's my dad. You know, just how amazing is that?
He never, ever said one thing about anything to do with the war, period.
But Kay says she thinks he did tell family.
When Dad got home from the war, I'm sure he told my mom. This is the side that you always see when you see the photo. Then if you turn and look at the back side, this is Dad.
She and her husband Steve say this recognition is an honor.
Right here.
But not everything.
The odds of him making it through this whole campaign and going home and being a normal person and having a family and having a normal life are infinitesimal.
Those flag raisers, in the context of being a flag raiser, those aren't the heroes. The heroes are every single person that put on a military uniform and puts their life on hold
for our country.
With or without the recognition, the fond memories of her dad always there.
What best father in the world.
Familiar tunes keep Roger Richards and his dad connected.
This is the third time outside of his window.
Even from on the other side of the window.
Oh, there he made it. Hi, Pop. You might be on TV.
Roger's 92-year-old dad lives at Crestview Acres in Marion, which is on lockdown because of the virus, so Richards can't make his usual trips inside.
6 months ago, I was still playing every Friday. We sing the favorites they get a chance to request, and I like to mix in some secular, like The Girl That Married Dear Old Dad, and When You Wore a Tulip and I Wore a Big Red Rose.
Richards may be on the outside looking in now, but he still makes the walk a block down the street every chance he gets to catch up with his dad, who suffers from dementia.
If I can get the connections lined up, why, we'll do a crossword over the phone, and he does quite well.
And play a few songs.
Remember when we bought that trombone down at, where you bought that really nice trombone for me? They said, now this has got a big bell. It's going to take a lot of breast support to make music with this. And I thought, it ain't no big deal. Boy, I'll tell you, I run out of steam real fast up here.
Richards has played trombone since 4th grade, and he's added quite a bit to his musical cue over the years. Richards says he knows it can get lonely for his dad, so he hopes his visits can be encouragement.
To have someone that you know cares and understands, that's what I want, to make sure he doesn't feel abandoned, that he knows I love him.
And he's holding on to hope they'll be side by side again soon.
Before they locked the place down, we went up to the Dairy Queen. We had banana splits, and I'd bring treats.
Until that day comes, his musical treat will do.
Love you an awful lot.